Hi everybody. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite YouTubers. And his name is CalicoSilver. Hi, CalicoSilver. And what I like about this guy, he's doing good rock album reviews, movie reviews, top songs list reviews. And recently he did something very interesting, something very entertaining, and he did a video about his favorite artist by decade. Favorite artist for each decade, from the 60s to the 2010s. And I included in this video one more decade, the 50s. I was born in the mid 60s, but I always enjoyed the 50s music. So I feel the same way about you, Calico Silver. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. And I think it was a great idea. I think nobody did that on YouTube, a video like that, favorite artists by decade. So here's my list. For the 50s, I think most of the people would choose Elvis as their favorite artist for the 50s, because, first of all, he was such a great performer, great and amazing singer. And, for the white people, for the white audience, uh, Elvis opened the doors, for a rock artist. And it was the starting point for the white audience with Elvis, and he deserves his name. He's the king. But my favorite artist from the 50s is Eddie Cochran. And the reason why is because, first of all, I play guitar, and I always love Eddie Cochran's, rockabilly style. And I love so much the way he played with the reverb effect. So he died very young, at the age of 21, I think, in April '60. But I think he did a lot of great songs. So Eddie Cochran is my favorite artist from the 50s. Now the 60s, what a great decade. Many great bands, many great artists. The Rolling Stones, The Who, The Doors, The Beach Boys, Bob Dylan. But my favorite artist is the Beatles. And the Beatles opened all the doors, for all those UK bands that I mentioned. Uh, I love their great melodies, their innovations, and even, as solo artists, even after the Beatles broke up, they had success. John Lennon had success with his album Imagine, or Plastic Ono Band. The same thing for Paul McCartney with his first album, or Band on the Run, George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. So the Beatles are definitely my favorite artists from the 60s. Now for the 70s, my favorite artist, my favorite band is Pink Floyd, and I think most of their album released in the 70s were great. Metal, what a great album. The Dark Side of the Moon, Wish We Were Here, Animals, The Wall. Led Zeppelin is pretty close, but Pink Floyd is my favorite artist, favorite band from the 70s. Now, for the 80s, there was a lot of commercial songs, a lot of commercial stuff in the 80s, but there were a few good bands, a few real good bands, like REM, other bands like The Police. But my favorite artist, my favorite band from the 80s is U2. And I love their lyrics so much. Bono is a great singer, and I love the guitar work by The Edge, the way he plays guitar. So U2, my favorite artist from the 80s. Now from the 90s, I really enjoyed this decade, the rock alternative music. There were great bands, first of all, Nirvana, uh, Radiohead. There's also another UK band called Lush that I really love. I love their style, their musical style. This is not a well-known band, but I really love their music. But I think I would pick the Smashing Pumpkins as my favorite artist or favorite band from the 90s. This album here, Siamese Dream, is so great. I love almost each and every song from the first to the last song. And this is another album that I really love, also by the Smashing Pumpkins. Now for the 2000s. It wasn't a great decade for me. There were a few good bands, maybe like Sonic Youth, REM, but I think I would choose Radiohead as my favorite artist. And they released that great album, Kid Hey, which was something pretty innovative. So Radiohead, my favorite artist for the 2000s. And finally for the 2010s, oh my god, a lot of bad shit, a lot of rap and a lot of hip hop. And I think the only artist, the only band that I can get into it is a band called Veronica Falls. It is a UK band, two girls, two boys, and I really love their melodies and their vocal harmonies. They release only two albums, but they are my favorite artists from the 2010s. So Veronica Falls, favorite artist for the 2010s. So that was my list. I hope you enjoyed. And as usually, you can leave your comments and what is your favorite artist by decade from the 50s to the 2010s or from the 60s to the 2010s. So thanks for watching and see you for my next video.